Hey guys, welcome to Encoder Fashion, and today we are going to continue a live session about CLO 3D crash course for beginner. And as you can see right here, today we are going to working on button and buttonholes. It is quite exciting because to make any shirt or dress shirt, for example, you need to know how to use the button and buttonhole tool in CLO 3D. And in this video, we are going to cover just that, as well as also how to bring in these images here so you can use it as a reference. So there we go, guys. Let's begin. All right. So this So if we look at right here, I have this button here, which has 4 holes and then come with the thread here. And at the same time, I measure the realistic button and buttonhole here. So the buttonhole here, roughly 1.2 centimeter. And over here, the button, roughly 0.9 centimeter. All right. So first of all, let me close this file. I'm going to show you how to modify the shirt and then apply the button onto this shirt. All right, so first of all, guys, this shirt right here came with CLO libraries, and right here I'm going to simply close this file altogether, and I'm not going to save this. I will just go to file here and then select new projects, and it will ask me to save this file. I do not need to save this file. I'm going to click on no here. All right, and this allowed me to start CLO workspace from scratch. We remove all the fabric, remove everything except the on the sidebar right here where all the asset that we're going to use, as well as this library panel here. So I'm going to expand this a little. All right, so first and foremost, we want to load the avatar onto the workspace. So in the past, guys, I covered a little bit about avatar, and I got a request on how to measure and create the measurement for making the jackets, and I'm going to make that video probably next live session or a tutorial on how to do this. And thank you guys so much for requesting the tutorial, because really love doing this, and I appreciate you guys join in. And have any question, just leave the comment below the video. Promise to get back to you as soon as possible. All right, let's first load the avatar. We'll go to the library panel here. Oh, by the way, let me point out in this area here. So if you look at closely right here, you will see this N here icon right there, and close to this download button. So that means we want to download any new item that CLO update. So right now I'm not going to do that because it will take couple of minutes at least. If you have a fast connection, it's quite fast, but if you don't, it will take quite a bit of time to download any item. However, though, always click on this. If you see this N letter next to it, it means you have more item available to download. All right, so let's go to avatar folder here, double click, then come down here to female underscore V2 here, double click, and down here we have several avatars. And I'm going to double click on Maya to load her onto the workspace. Alright, so there is some quick tip here, guys. Let me rotate her down here and bring it down. So if we look at her hair right now, it looks perfect. If I turn off this 3D, if you look at right here, high quality render 3D window, you will see her hair. It looks kind of weird. That's because the transparent of the hair, when the creator create this, you have to turn on this high quality 3D window to see the realistic hair. So no worry if you guys open the avatar and you see the hair look crazy, just go over there and then turn on the high quality rendering photo here to see the realistic. And if you look at right here, when I turn it on, the icon right there turn blue. So just like that. And now we have this realistic look of the hair for her. Okay, so another thing I want to mention here, guys. So if I come down here, okay, I can change different sizes of the avatar without have to mess up with the garment. Let's say, for example, if I load one of the garment here, so go to library panel, double click on the garment folder, and then we want to load here female t-shirt, double click on it to load her. And then here pose and size, we want that maintain current avatar size and pose, click on OK. And here we have two options. Either we want to simulate, go to simulate button right here to simulate, and I'm going to stop the simulation, and then let command and control plus letter Z to undo. You can also come over here to the drape. So redrape is safer to, let's say for example we have complex design and we do not want it to tangle onto the avatar, messed up quite easily. Right now t-shirt is easy for us to simulate, and because the design itself, when the person who drafted this garment drafted with the default avatar with a T-pose, because when we load this t-shirt it fit perfect. Some garment they might design it and then they already have a different pose onto the garment, which when you bring into clothes you want to apply certain pose to that garment. So speak of that, as a designer I want to mention that if you want to sell your garment online on Etsy for example, you want to have your garments filed in a T-pose like this, which is easier for the designer or for student in this case. Bring it to clothes and you can actually place them onto the avatar and without have to go into extra work to place the garment onto the avatar. Okay, so now let's go to this button right here. So let's say if this pose right here kind of have different pose compared to the garment file, you want to use the redrape right here. So redrape 3D arrangement is allow this fabric here to redrape on to the avatar without having to mess it so much. However, though it can be problem too if the garment once again is complex, and right now it is a simple t-shirt, it's easy. All right, so now let's get back to the avatar idea that I mentioned earlier. So if you want to change size to this avatar here, let's say for example I'm going to change the size here to, let's say, Missy Curry. Okay, so I will go to avatar folder and then go to female underscore v2 and then come down here to sizes. So double click on there and we have Missy Curry. Double click on that folder. I can change her to size 4. Simply double click that and now she changed to size 4. Okay, after it sync, of course. Alright, so now look at right here. I have problem with here because this t-shirt right here was designed for size tall default avatar. Now I'm Missy, so Missy Curry is shorter than the default avatar. Now we have to do a couple of things here. I can either my key select all day, and then bring this down just a little, just like that, and then use this redrape here to redrape, and now it's messed up. I'm going to simply command or control plus letter Z. So if I look at the back here, somehow it doesn't fit. So let's see what else we can do. Let's bring this out just a little and hopefully it fit, and then let redrapes again, see it fits. All right, so now the top is right there. So as you can see right here, when we change the size and stuff, now the garment can be quite problematic. So right now what I'm going to do here, like click on this and then press on shift, click right here, right click, and then okay, so click right here, press on shift, click right here, right click, and I'm going to try to use this function, reset 3D arrangement, select, and one right there. Now this is up here, so let's bring it down. So okay, now we have a problem here. I'm going to command control plus letter Z here. So we want to unselect first and then select it back, just this sleeve pattern here, okay? Then bring it up. So over here we want to press number 2 here. We want to see exactly the front view of the avatar, and if I press on number 8 here, now we see the back view of the avatar, and then click on the sleeve, come over here, now press on number 2, and let's rotate a little bit here, pressing on command or control, and right click and drag. So let's bring down here. So as you can see right here, now we have a little bit of problem, but it's manageable. So imagine this with complicated design, okay? It's much worse. However though, don't be afraid, guys, because CLO, we can delete all these garments and then we reload it, nothing happened. It's like right now, if I, let's say, oh, I don't like the avatar, delete the avatar, click on the avatar, press on delete, boom, it's done. And my key selects all the garment and then press on delete, boom, it's done. And now I can go back and start all over. And everything gonna be in the library again, okay? So with that said, guys, it's the file that we load onto the workspace. We can delete, modify, do whatever we want, and the file over here in the library is indestructible, okay? So let's say I'm going to load the first avatar once again, double click here, and you want to double click here like a few times in this master folder here in the asset panel until you see this female underscore v2, and then come down here, select the avatar once again, and then now we double click on the avatar to load her onto the workspace once again, okay? Just like that. And there we go. Now we're going to load the garment once again, and then double click on the female t-shirt to load it, and once again post and size. We want to select maintain current avatar size and post, and click on OK. Alright, now I'm going to simulate here to see the fitting onto the avatar, and stop the simulation. Alright, so now we're going to do a couple of things here. So for us to modify this top, for example, guys, we are going to, let's zoom in a little bit here. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to show you how to bring in the preference, the button preference, so we can use that to work with the button and buttonhole. To do that, let's first of all create a couple of fabric here. So click on the fabric and then select either copy or select add a couple of times, just like that. And we know this default fabric here, let's just name that to shirt, okay? And then press on return enter on the keyboard, and this one right here we will name that button 1, and here we'll name that button 2, okay? Alright, so if we look at right here, right click on that shirt fabric right there, highlight all the fabric here, which that means we can't delete these fabric. It's over here, right? Look at over here, the button 1 and button 2, we see the trash can icon next to it, which means we can delete them because they are not applied onto anything. However though, if I, let's say, come over here to this rectangle tool, and then my key selects here to create this fabric, okay? Alright, excuse me. So we want to select rectangle tool and then click and drag here to create a fabric. And I'm going to apply the button 1 fabric onto it. Click on this assign button right there to apply, and now this is turned yellow. And if I click on that fabric once again, no more delete icon next to it, okay? So now I'm going to show you how to bring in the image so we can use it as a reference. To do that, click on that fabric, and you want to come down here to the property editor and click on the texture. And I'm going to navigate to my image here, so button 1 here, and then click on open, and right here. So let's zoom in a little, scroll the mouse wheel forward to zoom in, and I'm going to use this edit texture tool here, click on it to select, and then click one on the fabric here. Now we can adjust. See right here, we can adjust the fabric. We can also rotate here, use this rotate tool here, or you can rotate over here at this gizmo tool here. Just click and rotate it to how you want. You can even zoom out if you want to. Let's click on this right here. So click on the center and then drag it upward to zoom out. And then you can also bring it down a little bit here. Now we get to zoom in a little bit closer to see the button. And next we want to create another one. So the second one, we can either repeat the step, use that rectangle tool, or make a copy here. So I will use this transform pattern tool. Click on that shape right there, and I can also command D here and then place one next to here. So the problem is when we command D, now this pattern here, or this fabric or image in this case, are linked together. We have to remove the link editing. So we have to click on one of these, right click, and then select remove link editing. So when the pattern linked together are useful when we want to modify one and affect both. We want to modify both. In this case, I want to modify just one, because this one right here, I want to use different fabric and with different image, so I have to unlink it. So right now I'm going to click on that pattern and then come over here and assign this button 2 onto it, okay? And now this one here, we have different fabric. If you look at right here, this is the button fabric, and this one's just a plain fabric. Now we're gonna go to that fabric. So go to object browser, click on the button 2, come over here to property editor once again, and we want to click on this